Today we have an Acura NSX here at the shop for some strange problems. We have a video on our website that deals with the problems with this stereo and so on. Please see our website for an up-to-date video on the car stereo. But we're going to show you how this radio comes out of the dash. See our full library at carstereohelp.com for removal guides. We're going to start with our metal pick tool, and we're going to put a flashlight on this so you can see this a little bit better. But way back in this pocket here is a little slot in the center console, and we're going to put a pick tool in there and pull up this bottom piece here. There we go. This is going to give access here to 4 screws. I'm going to remove these screws. Again, we have a full library of removal guides on our website at carstereohelp.com. Also, along with the repair rates, we see quite a bit of the Bose amplifiers out of this vehicle in shop for repair. It's very common to have loud squealing, popping, static, and so on. Normally this is a speaker or Bose amplifier problem. And we're able to take care of this problem here in the shop. Now we have the 4 screws removed. This is going to allow us to take the center console up and out of the way here. And we're going to set this to the side. Now we're going to move back to the dash here, or actually back here at the back of the panel is 1 screw. And we're going to remove this 1 screw. It's located here at the back edge of the center console piece. We're going to move back up to the top of the dash to the clock assembly here, and we're going to pry across the bottom and work up towards the sides. This is going to release some clip. We're going to pull this piece from the dash, and it has a connector on it that we're going to push the trigger down on and release, and put this panel to the side. Now the connectors on here are all going to be keyed, so they fit back to 1 slot. This connector has a trigger on top that you push this trigger down, and it releases the lock and allows you to pull the connector from the stereo. Now with this panel removed, we have 2 screws. One here on the right in the opening, and one in the opening here as well on the left. We're going to remove both these screws. Now with that complete, we're going to move back up here with these 2 screws removed, and we're going to grasp the insides of this panel to help pull on. Usually the plastic's pretty brittle at this time because of the age of the vehicle. We're going to pull with our hands on the inside of this panel, along with pry along the edges to release clips and so on. Sometimes if the panel's not coming out easily, you push it back in a little bit, and hopefully the other side releases. We're going to have to see, we're going to have to work with this for a little bit. There we go, got the clip to release, and there you go. That's going to come out of here as well. Now at the top of the dash with this panel removed, we have 2 more screws here at the top. This is going to be for the whole panel that's across the top of the dash and the car stereo through the center console here. Now we have these 2 screws removed. We're going to move back to the gear shift here. We're going to push the trigger down on it, or the boot down, or pry down on the sides here. You can see how we push this down, it releases with pressure. Then next we're going to unscrew the gear shift. Now we're going to pull that booty up over the end of the shaft there, and now we're going to, with the gear shift and the boot pulled up, we're going to open up the pocket here in the center, remove the insert from the pocket. There we go, and this is going to give access to 2 more screws down here. One here on the right, and one here on the left. This should be the last and final screw for removing to get this panel up out of the way. Okay, now that's going to allow us to lift this center console piece up, back from the dash, up over the parking brake, up over the gear shift, wiggle it back and forth. Okay, now we've got the connectors released. There are two connectors here on the back of the stereo. Again, these are different size connectors, so the key then go back into one here and one here at the back of the center console. Again, these connectors have little triggers on them that you squeeze the trigger down on the top. Squeeze the trigger down on the top. Here is this one as well at the back, and they release. Now we're going to move back to the Phillips screwdriver and remove screws on each side of the AC control here, both at the top on the right here and one here on the left as well. Again, we have a full library of car stereo removal guides at our website, carstereohelp.com, and we also have repair rates and so on, so we can see your stereo in our shop for repair. We have these two screws removed. Now at the bottom corners of the AC control, there are two more screws. One here on the right, along with one here on the left as well. This is going to allow us to remove the AC control back out from the dash. Again, there's several connectors on this one as well. But we're going to lift that panel up and put that to the side. Up to the top, it'll sit there and out of the way and allow us access to the car stereo. The car stereo has 4 mounting screws, 2 here on the top, one on the top right, and one here on the top left. Now we have those 2 removed, and we're going to move back to the bottom here, where we have 2 screws here at the bottom. One here on the right, which also has a ground lug on it here in this case, to the mounting screw, and one here on the left as well. Oh, there was a tight one. Now we remove those screws. We're going to grasp the edges of the radio and pull that from the dash. It's going to give access to the back of the car stereo. Of course, all the wires are going to be short here. Now we have several connectors here we're going to work with. One is the main white connector, which has a trigger on top of it that we're going to push down with our Phillips screwdriver. It helps to release that connector. Next we have a DIN cable for the changer in the rear, which will wiggle loose. The main antenna wire and the secondary antenna wire. These all release and pull forward. Again, the main connector here has a trigger on top, and you push this down and allows the connector to be removed. This is how you remove the stereo from an Acura NSX. Hope this video has been helpful. Thank you for watching.